Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Monday morning, and I'm really excited to bring you guys another askxilentflex episode. It's been quite a long time since I've done one of these, and I have two individuals that I just really wanted to answer their questions just to help them out. And I feel like the first question, it's really relevant to life in a sense. And I'm just going to summarize it from my mind. I read this morning while I woke up. I have a gentleman who currently asked a girl out. I don't quite know how recently this is, but he asked a girl out. She was kind of flaky, wasn't sure if she wanted to say yes, and then she said yes. And so he's really excited, but he tells me that she is going to be leaving his country soon. So you got to remember that, so that's part of the story too. Anyhow, this gentleman is he's really excited to get to know her. He wants to take her on dates. He's very engaged in the relationship. And while I'm reading his email, basically everything he tries to do, he tries to ask her to hang out. She gives him excuses why she can't hang out. He tries to tell her he wants to get to know her better. She gives him some response like, "We're not even friends. What are we going to talk about?" He says that he's really interested in being in a relationship with her, but as time goes on, he feels like she's less and less interested, even though she tells him she is. As you can tell, this is a bundle of mixed feelings, mixed responses. What's going on here, right? And so I wanted to help this gentleman out because I feel like we all have to, we need to have this said to us at least one point in our lives when this situation occurs. And I wanted to tell this guy, I think you're worth so much more than wasting your time with somebody who's not at least equally devoted into the relationship as you. Maybe not equally, as in like a 50-50 split, but somebody who's putting in enough to make you satisfied. I think any lasting relationship is one where both partners are satisfied with what's being given and what's being received in the relationship. I hope that makes sense. And at this point in time, I feel like you're giving a lot more than what you're receiving. At least you're not receiving enough to make you happy. And I could tell just by reading your email. And I think life is too short to waste your time with somebody like that. I could tell almost instantly, this girl's not as engaged as you are in the relationship. And if you're going to be committed to a relationship, if you're going to be devoting your hard-earned seconds of your life, right? They should be with somebody who appreciates that time and somebody who's equally devoted, because you don't want to be wasting your time. So I just wanted to review this question to tell you that sometimes you just need to move on, my man, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings, but sometimes it needs to be said. I've been in a similar situation as yourself, kind of just following the girl around. I'm chasing her like a rabbit. I wasn't getting anywhere, and I just needed somebody to tell me, dude, you deserve a lot better than this. It's time to move on. So that's all I wanted to say. It's time to move on, man. You deserve a lot more. I think you should find somebody else, and I don't think this girl's worth your time. So the second question that I have is really simple in context. It's this gentleman who's currently in high school, and he has this crush on this girl. Now, he and this girl used to be friends in elementary school. He says the last time they hung out, though, was in 4th grade, and he's currently going into the 11th grade. So it's been it's been quite a while since they've last spoken. But he essentially says he wants to approach her. He's hoping that he can someday get her number. Obviously, he likes her, so how can he do that? And I just wanted to give you a really simple response because I think that the answer to your question is really simple. And what we tend to do is make it complex, and that's when we kind of mess things up. I know I've been in a similar situation as you where you've gone to, for me it was middle school and then high school, and it's a girl that you've always had a crush on, and then you see her in high school and you're like, wow, I can actually, we could actually date now because, I'm 16 or 17, and then you get really excited and you're like, okay, I need to plan this out. It needs to be perfect and so on and so forth. And I think sometimes when we go through that process, we make it a little too complex. So what I'm going to do is give you my simple response, and I hope that it helps you. If I were in your shoes, I would simply say, okay, I'm going to first approach this girl and then talk to her as many times as I need to until I feel like we have, a comfortable enough social relationship to where I can ask her for her number. I think if you go in there expecting that the first time you talk you need to get her number, it might not go so well. Especially since you guys have known each other in the past. I think you'd be safer if you just kind of, walked up, talked to her, let her know you're there, and then, when you get other chances to talk to her, you keep talking to her. So she gets the feeling like, hey, this guy, really wants to know me. He's not just coming up and getting my number and just wants to take things to the next level right away. You have enough respect for her to get to know her a little more because it's been a while since you guys have last talked. Now, What do you have to do to talk to her? I don't think you need to do anything too super complex. Once again, I think it can be simple. If I were in your shoes, I would use the fact that we went to elementary school together as an opener. And the next time you see her in the hallway, whenever you feel like you have an opportunity to walk up to her and talk to her, approach her and say, hey, did you go to, whatever your elementary school is called? And she says yes, and you go, hey, I recognized you from somewhere. We used to hang out all the time in 4th grade. And you tell her your name, and then if she remembers you, great. If not, that's fine too. You just start up a conversation, use the fact that you guys went to elementary school to be your opener. And then it's your job just to carry the conversation from that point onward. And then it's up to you to judge when the right time to get her number is. If it were me, I would wait until I talked to her a handful of times first before I just went out and asked for her number. And don't be intimidated if it takes you a handful of times to get to that point. It's okay as long as you are willing to commit the time and the confidence required to go up and talk to her like that. And I think that she'll have some respect for you in that circumstance. So anyways, that is my response. I just wanted to give you something simple because that's all you need to do in a situation like that. Don't make it too complex because that's when we tend to mess things up. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little episode of Ask Flex. It was a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. And as always, you guys stay fly and stay fresh. I will catch you later. Peace.